Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of Final Fantasy V, the 4-job Fiesta for TNV Small Critter Rescue. Last episode we made our way into the Cleft of Dimension and ended up in this castle here, where there's a lot of mini-bosses and bosses. We still have 2 more bosses to take care of before we get to the final area of the game where Exdeath is waiting. Also, there's a few new enemies that we want to get in these final parts of the castle. So we're going to start running into them when we actually enter here inside the castle. But first we got a boss coming up, so if we try to leave through the door on the upper left there, well, we can't. Because we apparently have this kiss that we got from this lady. We took her kiss of death. And she calls herself the king of the castle, but maybe that's just a translation error. But one thing you can do, when she starts this battle off, she casts this, the toad spell on you. That's, I guess, from the kiss. So if you have, like, a black magic toad, you can have all your characters turned into toads to start the battle, and then she'll just, when she casts the toad spell, it'll turn your characters back into their normal class, so one way to achieve the fight. We had 2 ribbons though on Faris and TNV, so they didn't get toaded. So TNV is able to cast the heal spell and turn us back to turn Lenna and Cara back into the normal characters. Luckily, terrain isn't affected when they're a toad. So, but the dance command was so I got Lenna untoaded first. It's a good thing that we did have those ribbons on Faris and TNV, because otherwise we just have to have everyone use the Maiden Kiss item, because if TNV was the toad, he can't cast the heal spell. If you had the black magic toad though, and you turn into a toad, you can still cast the toad spell. That's the only one you're kind of allowed to cast. We didn't have that option, so. But, Hallie Carnoso, you know, falls pretty easily. But yeah, just one more boss to take care of. Beyond these, this door coming up. So, do a little fiddling with some abilities here. Still trying to work out the best thing for the party. But I ended up going back to the same abilities that I had earlier. So, just trying to get potentially another person to have the dance command with a greater chance to get sword dance. But, give the chicken knife back to Faris. But yeah, this plan doesn't really work out. It's okay. One thing you do notice I am doing is I am equipping people with the coral rings instead of the haste shoes, the running shoes. That's because the boss coming up, the remaining boss we have to take care of, the coral ring will negate one of his attacks and allow us to be healed by another one of his attacks. So in this room here is where you can start running into these, the room before you can start running into the Iron Giants, but in this room here you can run into 2 Iron Giants. That's like the best group for experience. If you have a summoner, you can summon Odin, and Odin will just use his Zangetsu instant death move and cut these guys in half. Get you a good bit of experience. We don't have that, so I'm just going to have to take this guy down the normal way. Because he isn't characterized as heavy, so he's not immune to instant death, you might get lucky and get like the sonic boom on him from the terrain. But this guy, he just, he gets hard, but other than that, you know, nothing too remarkable about him, so he's not as powerful as that super boss, the Iron Giant in Final Fantasy II. He was like the war mech of that game. He had that really small encounter rate. There's an enemy later on that has a really small encounter rate, but they're not tough, they're just they're low encounter rates because they get so much AP when you defeat them. There we got a whole bunch of experience there. Let's get Lenna back on her feet. Head up into the next area. In this room here and in this next area here is where we can start running into the another new enemy, the Fury enemy, and then outside here is where we can run into the last enemy, the Bodyguard. But there's the Fury enemy there. They are pretty annoying. As you can see, they can berserk themselves. They seem to get double turns. So the kind of like the the final ability for Red Mage is dual cast, where they'll cast like 2 magic spells. So you can see that one cast Berserk and then try to cast Stop. Yeah, I want to try to take them out quickly. Oh yeah, the Sword Dancer's kind of annoying, can hit hard, but those guys can double target spells. And if they start doing a double lit 3 or something, they can take out a character pretty quickly. Dance of the Dead there, turning Lenna into a zombie. And of course the only way to get rid of zombies is with the Revivify. Stopped up on a few of them. In my alternate party, when I showed off the different summons, that's one thing I don't have a bunch of. I don't have a bunch of Revivifies in my thing. So, anyway, I guess not really alternate party because they can all be zombies. So, we'll have to remedy that. But, of course, we'll get rid of that entry in our bestiary, and then we're going to take out the boss that's hanging out up there. This is the boss you kind of got a little bit of info about in the library, that room where we fought the Biblos type enemy. This guy uses an ability called Giga Flare, and when he starts charging for the Giga Flare, then he's vulnerable. He loses his heavy status. And at that point you can use instant death attacks to defeat him. In my case, I see he is weak to Holy, so having the Holy Sword cast on your people with the Magic Sword ability, if they attack him with Holy Sword when he's in that phase, he will like instantly die. The other thing is, if you defeat him in that phase, there's no chance for him to drop the Tinkerbell, which is the strongest bell in the game. But the way I'm looking at setting up my party, I'm not really worried about bells. I might actually have Cara end up being another Sword Dancer. And just have another knife. So, we'll see when we get there. So, we still have a little bit of things to take care of. So, the Coil Rings allow us to be healed by that, by the wave attack there, and then he has this fire attack that hits everybody. That is negated by the Coil Ring, so no one will take any damage, we won't gain any hit points out of it. So yeah, the Coil Ring effectively eliminates 2 of this guy's big attacks. Like I said, eventually he'll go into a phase where he starts charging. The Giga Flare attack. One way you can do it is if you just hover the attack cursor over him during a phase, and then if the phase changes, if the attack cursor disappears and then reappears, that means he changed phases because he changed it to a new target. But I did not do that. I was just fighting him normally, and just so happened that in the off between turns, it turns into that started phasing into he turned into the Giga Flare phase, started charging for that. So yeah, when I hit him with the Holy Sword, instant defeat. Now, if you're keeping track of all those those bosses that appeared when we first entered the Cleft of Dimension, they said they were going to stop us. There's one more left to fight. So, take care of it. But not in this episode. Yeah, as that boss said, the area beyond him is where the void is actually stored. And in this area coming up, all the enemies here, there's 8 new enemies. They give no experience, but they give a lot of ability points. So if you're trying to max out jobs and not worried about levels of experience, this is the best place to do it. But if you have patience and you don't mind doing a lot of grinding, you can just grind outside those iron giants and max out jobs there. Now you're also getting levels. And here, look, we got our good friend Gilgamesh. Remember back in Exdeath Castle in World 2? Exdeath got tired of him and basically sent him to the exiled him to the Cleft of Dimension. So here he is. We will not meet Gogo here. Gogo is the mimic that we got the mimic job from in the underwater wars tower. Remember, after we mimicked him and did nothing, he said, "Good job, you're a good mime." And then he exiled himself to the Cleft of Dimension. You will not run into him here. This is one of the reasons why we wanted to fight Gilgamesh in Exdeath Castle, is so that, he will appear here, because then he's going to help us out with the boss, that last remaining boss that we saw, who will appear when we enter the Cleft of Dimension. He will come and help us take care of that boss. We're going to get into a little fight here with him first. If you have a thief, this is another area where you can steal Genji equipment off of him. It's just a scripted battle. You don't even have to fight him. After a few turns, he just comes to his senses. He recognizes who we are, and he basically just asks us, hey, how do we get out of here? And we show him the way out. Or we just tell him the way. At this point, if you have a time mage, you can't use the exit spell anymore. In order to escape the Cleft of Dimension, you have to go back to the castle area or before to be able to use the exit spell. Exit will not work in this space-looking crystal area. But to get back to the castle, all you have to do is just step back on that teleporter pad that we came in on. See, there's gonna be a few rooms in this area, but they're very tiny rooms. And to jump around from the rooms, you have to step on these teleporters. This is also where the second super boss, Shinryu, is located. Remember, we read about those 2 super bosses that even the heroes with the legendary weapons couldn't defeat. The first one was Omega, the soulless robot that we saw in the waterfall area. And then the second one is Shinryu, the dragon god. And, he is a chest monster. So if you're going through this on the first time, you don't want to grab all the chests, or you want to skip at least one chest where Shinryu is. If you're not prepared for Shinryu, even if you are prepared for him, like I said, he's an optional super boss, so difficult to defeat. But we've defeated him every Fiesta so far, so I'm gonna have to do that again this one. Got a few new enemies in this area here. The Geomancers are really annoying. They use a lot of attacks that hit the entire party and do the 1/4 max hit point damage to them. So if you get lucky and you do like a tempting tango on them, that's really good, because then they'll just basically take care of themselves and whoever else is with them. So as you can see, he's using those 1/4 hit point draining attacks. He's just pretty much taking care of himself, and also the Necromancer there. Necromancer there, they can drop the bone mail. No, you can now steal the bone mail off of them. So that's an interesting way to get a whole bunch more bone mail if you're looking for it. Unfortunately, he hit that Geomancer before He finished him off, everybody, himself and the Necromancer off. So, we have to finish him off ourselves. They can also turn characters into the zombies. Still a little annoying, but you get a verify if you defeat them. They can drop that, so. And there's a way forward, but we're not going to go any deeper into the Cleft of Dimension here, because we're already going pretty long. In order to get to the final save point, you have to defeat the that mini-boss, the one mini-boss who's remaining. So just to be safe and make sure we don't lose any more of our progress, we're just going to head back to the castle and save our game there. Got some other new enemies here. As you can see, none of them are giving experience, but they give a lot of ability points. Belfort both. I was in the blue palette swap with these guys in Final Fantasy IV, mainly in the after years. Really tough enemy. They appear in the challenge dungeon for Theodore's Tale. That is a unique. That game is unique. It's told in different tales, different characters. And then each one has a little challenge dungeon associated with it. And usually you're under level when you first get to that. So you have to make some challenge dungeon, and those Belfort are really tough at low levels and defeat Theodore's dungeon or his tail. Always get a little bit of a scare from them there. It's like we told Gilgamesh, you just have to come back, step on this pad. Luckily, before we step on the pad, we get another encounter here with the King Behemoth. So these are similar to the Behemoths in Final Fantasy IV, where they mainly just counterattack you. So we can use the image spell to try to save ourselves. Because image, remember, blocks the next 2 physical attacks. Here. And we're just going to try to rely on the sword dance to take this guy out. These 2 sword dances will finish him off and help us avoid all his counterattacks that he's doing there. So, team V up because we run out of MP. He'll occasionally attack on his own, but for the main part, his main offense comes from his counterattacks. And we finished him off. And now we just have 4 more regular enemies to encounter in the game. 3 more in the Cleft of Dimension here. And then we got a bodyguard enemy here that we've yet to meet. But I'll farm him in the next episode and get the other ones as well. And that should be perfectly enough to finish out that episode and get us ready for the end. So, yeah, playthrough's been going on quite a long time. Unfortunately, I was on vacation, so that's why I missed 5 days of uploads there. But I'm back and ready to finish this guy off. Hit the button to open the doorway. And unfortunately, like I said, that doorway does not stay open. So we're going to have to go the long way around when we head back to get into that space area. But luckily we don't have any more random encounters in this area. We just have our nice little save point here. We're going to make our save, and this is where we'll pick up in our next episode. Take care, have a good one, thanks for following along, have a good day, bye.